Karen from EdibleWildFood.com here on a glorious summer day. It's glorious right now. Later on this afternoon, though, it's going to get extremely humid, but that's okay. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about Salsify. Now, some people call this yellow Salsify, some people call this Goatsbeard, some people call it yellow Goatsbeard, meadow Salsify. But no matter what you call it, it is a Tragopagon. Try to say that one 3 times fast. I can barely say it once. But anyways, there is also the purple Salsify, which is not in my geographical area. And the origin of the genus name, Tragopagon, see, I have to think about that, is derived from 2 Greek words. Tragos, meaning goat, and pogon, meaning beard. And that beard references the feathery hairs that are produced. And I have a sample here somewhere. I know I picked one. Here we go. There we go. You can see the... Let's do this in the shade maybe. Perfect. There we go. So this is what it refers to by being the goat's beard. These 2 flowers that you're looking at are actually quite small. Flower heads often get up to about 2 inches across. These are only maybe 3/4 of an inch. And you can see that there's numerous ray florets. And let's see how close I can get in. I don't know how close I can get. I think what I'm going to do is just add some pictures, some still shots at the end of this video. Now, the outer end, or the margins, see my setup is going now. Uh-oh, hang on, let's see what I can do. There we go. You can see that at the very ends of those flower petals, there are some small teeth, and often it's about 5 teeth. And the dubious is the one that is in the background right now. This is how you tell the 2 species apart. Pratensis is the one in the forefront here because behind each flower petal you do not see the bracts. Dubious, over here, you can see the bracts. Let me see if I can do this. There you go. You can very clearly see the bracts behind the flower petals. So that is a clear indication as to which species is which. Now technically, these flowers you can add to salads, you can eat them raw, you can cook them, but in my case where I live, if I were to rely on these, I'd end up starving to death. There's not really a whole heck of a lot. The leaf structure actually kind of blends in well with the grass, so when the flower is not in bloom, it is really hard to find this growing amongst the grass. The foliage of what you're looking at actually is the pretense, because you do not see the bracts. So these ones are the pretense. The foliage, let me just refocus here, there we go. It's kind of a bluey greenish or darker greenish, and the dubious tends to be a paler green. They grow alternate on the stem, and as you can tell, they clasp onto the stem, and the stem is quite smooth. A telltale sign, if you don't have the flower, to distinguish which is pretense and which one is dubious, it's actually quite simple. Pretense has leaves that tend to fold back, just like that. Whereas dubious has straight leaves, and that is how you can tell the difference before the flowers bloom. It doesn't matter which species that you have, the leaves, the roots, and the stems do produce a milky latex. And here is a root sample. It's a taproot. It has just very few fibrous hairs along the root system. And the root is edible. There are no samples of the Salsify seed right now, but actually I have some at home that I'm going to jot in right here before I continue on. So what you're looking at is the seed head of a Salsify. Which specific species, I don't know. The little umbrella type formation there, that's actually called the pappus. And that helps the seeds to blow in the wind and resettle somewhere else. Although, typically, the seeds only blow within about 15 feet of the parent plant. What you're looking at are some Salsify seed heads that I was so impressed with. I brought them home. I had to go out and buy some hairspray to solidify them. And then I sprayed them with some colorful paint. This is gold, of course, and copper. So as you can see, not only is this plant edible, but it's also quite decorative. Okay, so the good part, what do we eat? The root can be eaten raw or cooked, after it's washed, of course. And it can be grated into salads, and apparently older roots are best to use only when cooked. The flavor of this plant is, well, it's very mild, and maybe there's a bit of sweetness to it. And I've had some people say that when they've tried the purple Salsify, that it actually has a taste that resembles oysters. Whether it does or it doesn't, I don't know for sure. And the roots can be harvested in the autumn, although I will be taking this one home to use. I actually did a recipe a few years back, and I'm going to put a link to that recipe in the description below. Young shoots, yeah, these aren't that young anymore, of course, but young shoots you can eat raw or cooked, and they're always best in spring and always best before the flowers bloom. And here's a really, really cool fact. It's not sure which parts or whether it's all parts of this plant, but according to Biodiversity for Food and Nutrition, now the purple Salsify has protein, fat, carbohydrates, fiber. I'm just going to take you for a bit of a walk so you're not staring at the same thing over and over. Calcium, iron, manganese, potassium, sodium, phosphorus, and zinc. And it also has vitamin A and vitamin C, beta carotene. And I would suspect that the purple Salsify would have some nutrients that are slightly different than the yellow. But that's okay, because we know that although this is a wild plant, it does have a lot of nutrition. And I haven't been able to find anything at all that can validate what exactly is in the yellow Salsify. So I'm going to close here. I'm going to continue my walk. And I want to thank you very much for watching right to the very end. If you're a subscriber, you know what I'm about to say. I can't thank you enough for being here, for watching, for being part of the Edible Wild Food community. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Any subscriber I am truly, truly grateful for. And if you like this video, please be sure to like it, thumbs up, share, and thank you. Okay, I've already done my sign off, but I came back. Just as I get back to my car, I find this incredible sample of the dubious. And I'm right by the roadside, so you're going to hear a bit of close-up traffic. But check that out. It's a much larger plant. This one is over just about 2 feet or just over 2 feet. And now I'm going to say goodbye.